and Leader of his party.
Mr. Speaker, 5 children were removed from their St. John home on May 2016 when sheriffs happened upon them living in a squalid apartment covered in garbage and feces with little to eat. The family had been known to the Department of Social Development for 4 years. This led the Minister of Children and Families to contract George Savoury to examine our entire child protection system. The report has been in the government's hands for a couple of months now, Mr. Speaker. In my own riding, I've recently had parents and grandparents reach out to me about worrisome child protection cases where they've encountered a wall of resistance to ensuring children were protected. My question, Mr. Speaker, is will the Minister of Families and Children table the Savoury report in the Legislature by no later than tomorrow?
The Deputy Premier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And as I spoke with regards to the member opposite, this is taking place, and we took action immediately when we heard of this. I can't speak on specific cases, but, Mr. Speaker, we hired Mr. Savoury from the Department of Social Development to ensure that the safety of children in this province is the utmost priority. The report itself it took longer than it had planned, Mr. Speaker, only because we wanted to ensure that we looked at everything, not just one issue. So we looked at everything, Mr. Speaker, and the report should be coming out soon. We haven't seen it yet, but again, once it comes available to us, we will certainly share. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The member from Période South and Leader of his party.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, the Department of Social Development, Mr. Speaker, has had the Savoury report in their hands for a couple of months now. When the Minister became aware of the plight of the 5 children who were living in horrific conditions in their St. John home, he said that he was probably the most upset of anybody in this province. During question period last February, he promised to get to the bottom of this and make the report public. 8 months have now passed. His department has had the report for 2 months, Mr. Speaker. I ask him again, will the Minister of Children and Families give his word that he will table the Savoury report in this House no later than tomorrow?
We did hear about this unfortunate incident. I was the most upset person in this province. Mr. Speaker, again, we immediately took action. We hired Mr. Savoury, as he's done in other provinces, to ensure the safety and security of all children in this province. Mr. Speaker, I have not yet seen the final results of the report, and when that occurs, I will be more than willing to share. Mr. Speaker, I can tell you that we want to ensure, it's our priority of this government, that the safety of these children is the utmost priority. Thank you.
The member from Fredericton.